Walkout surges 10% after the successful use of drug Xanic that was used to treat a cancer patient in the US.
Vedanta dips more than 1% ahead of the company's board meet, where they will mull a fourth interim dividend for the year.
Dixon Tech climbs more than 4% after the company forms a joint venture with Vivo to manufacture electronic devices, including smartphones, in India.
And HPL Power Systems climbs nearly 2% after the company bags an order worth around 1,500 crore rupees for locomotive works. Hello and welcome to Chartbusters. I'm Nigel. With me is Mangalam. For starters, this Monday morning, the market's a little bit lower. The Nifty is at the low point of the day. The good news, though, is that from the broader markets, there are plenty of winners out there. I think Friday we had evidence that this market has now shifted into a buy on dips. So today's that dip. Let's see whether or not we get a recovery at some point of time. The crucial level on the downside is around the 24,400 odd mark and 24,200 mark, from where we did see a bit of a bounce, which is incidentally where the 20 and the 50 DMA comes in. Hey, Mangalam.
Good morning, Nigel. Broader market's doing extremely well. The latter half of this week has a bunch of central bank decisions coming in as well, from the US, from China, from Japan. So we'll keep an eye out on all of that. But, as we speak, a couple of stocks making the highs of this morning. We have KEI Industries from the broader markets moving to the high point of trade. A decent traction is what we're seeing in names like Siemens and Indraprastha Gas as well. We did see a big move come by on Dixon, but just keep an eye out on Varun Beverages and Indian Hotels as well. Indian Hotels, of course, this is the season, and as a result of which we're seeing some up move in some of these hospitality stocks. Varun Beverages is the other one which is seeing a bit of an up move. Let's welcome Chandan Taparia of Motilal Oswal Financial Services for a quick technical check on the market. Chandan, on Friday, we did see that big range on both the lower and the higher end. Right now, it's a 100-point dip that we're seeing. Do you think this dip needs to be bought into? And if yes, what are the targets you're looking at?
Good morning, Mangalam and Nigel. Thanks for having me. So really, we had a roller coaster ride on Friday where market corrected to 24,200 zone, really to 24,800 marks. The closing was excellent as index formed a bullish engulfing kind of pattern. But today again, declines are there. But we believe that declines are likely to be bought because broader market is comparatively doing well. Many heavyweights counter are heading to the new breakout. Nifty ID is holding well. So I believe the range could be wider and broader in the market, but declines could be bought. As of now, we believe that 24,400 could act as a major support to ride the swing in between 24,400 to 25,000 marks. So one need to play this territory. Looking at the data setup, we have seen some surge in put call ratio. India VIX is hovering at lower levels. So that also indicates the declines has to be bought in the market. Looking at the Bank Nifty index, that got stuck in a range. The good part is that selective PSU banks started to perform. SBI and ICICI Bank looks good for next leg of rally. So we believe that any declines towards 53,350 could be bought with support of 53,000, and Bank Nifty can head towards 53,750 to 54,000. So 53,000 to 54,000 is the range for Bank Nifty, while 24,500 to 25,000 is the range for Nifty. But bias will be buy on decline stance in both the indices. Looking at the stock wise, first is buy on Oberoi Realty. This stock has seen a strong momentum in last couple of weeks, and now it has given a fresh breakout from a bullish pattern that is called pole and flag pattern, which has typical fresh momentum. We have seen some build-up of long positions, which also indicate fresh up in the counter. So one can buy with support of 2130 for an upside target towards 2270, and entire Nifty Realty sector looks good for the fresh leg of rally. Second trading idea, that is buy on Polycap. The stock has seen a fresh breakout after the consolidating move of last 10 weeks. Positive price pattern on the lower time frame indicate fresh spurt in the counter. We have seen some put writing, and the long additions also indicate some uptick towards 79,58,000. So one can buy with support of 7,400 in Polycap.
Okay, all right. Any view, Chandan, on Ola? Stock is almost at 100 rupees yet again.
Yes, Nigel, Ola looks strong. In fact, on daily chart, stock is all set to give a fresh breakout from his pole and flag or pole and pennant kind of pattern, which has a bullish implication. Just a couple of weeks back, it had negated its lower top, lower bottom. So I believe with support of 92, one can even look for a target towards 115 to 120, which is 15 to 20% upside from current level. those who are looking for intraday can keep the support of 94 for a rally towards 103 to 104 for immediate point of view.
All right, we take that point, Chandan. Thank you so much for joining in and giving us your view on the indices, individual stocks, the sectors to back, and a lot of other individual stocks as well. Let's get you some more ideas for profit. This one comes in from our colleagues at Money Control Pro. Today we have Nitin Agrawal joining in with a stock that he's been tracking closely. Nitin.
The company that I have chosen for today is Gabriel India, which is an auto ancillary company. First, let me touch upon its last quarter number. The company posted a strong growth in Q2 revenue, driven by the outperformance of its key client TVS and Mahindra & Mahindra. Further, its EBITDA margin expanded by around 107 basis points on a YOY basis. This was primarily driven by the higher content per vehicle and the rich product mix. Now, coming on to the outlook, there are a couple of factors that make us upbeat about the company. First, the demand outlook for its two-wheeler segment, passenger vehicle segment continues to be very strong. In addition to that, replacement market continues to be very strong. Further to that, the company has been supplying to the who's who of the industry in the electric vehicle segment, which is showing a strong momentum and strong growth. The company supplies to Ola Electric, Ather, TVS, Bajaj Auto, etc. In addition to that, the company has forayed into a sunroof segment, which is a high growth sunrise segment in India, primarily because of the customers' focus towards premiumization, and the company has been generating a good revenue, and it has been increasing its capacity in this particular segment. In terms of valuation, the company currently trades at around 20 times FY27 projected earnings, which we believe is very reasonable given the company's growth outlook.
All right, with that, we'll take a short break. Come back on the other side. We have management of BLS International. Shikhar Agarwal, who's a joint managing director, joins in with a business update and their recent partnerships that the company announced as well. Stay with us. Come back on the other side. We get you that conversation. Welcome back. A bunch of stocks from the broader markets doing extremely well. 361 Wealth Asset Management's up at the high point of trade. JK Papers doing well. Swiggy is another one which has been, doing well. The previous couple of trading sessions, there was some supply pressure as the anchor lock-in opened, and from there itself, from the lows, we've seen some recovery on the stock. There have been brokerage notes as well, citing, the benefit that is already priced in as against, Zomato. So they're talking about valuations, and we do have, something like a Zentech, which is up around 7% too. But stock on our radar is Aurobindo Pharma. In focus after the company's arm has received positive opinion for its biosimilar. Vinny joins in to tell us more about how much this means for the company.
So this is a small one, but still is very important for Aurobindo Pharma because it indicates the focus that they have on the biosimilar space. Now, just let me take you all through the news flow. First, Aurobindo Pharma's arm, Curatech, has gotten a European body's approval for a biosimilar drug. Now, this drug has got a positive opinion from the European Medicine Agency. The drug's name is Zefilti. And other than this, what Aurobindo Pharma also highlights that there are two more biosimilar drugs also, which are under review already, and they're expecting a positive outcome coming in from the EMA even on those two drugs as well. Let's not forget that, Aurobindo Pharma has been focusing and investing on the biosimilar front as well. They made investments of around $400 million for its biosimilar projects over the last few years. And this is a positive development. So what Goldman Sachs highlights that they believe that this is an evidence that the company can actually work towards it and can start monetizing on its biosimilar side. That is why Aurobindo Pharma is buzzing in trade today.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Vinny. Well, we'll slip into a short break. Come back, we'll try to touch base with the management of BLS as promised. Stay with us. Well, as promised, let's welcome the management of BLS International. They have made two recent announcements. The company has signed an MOU with FinStreet Limited and has also forged a strategic partnership with ADI DLT Foundation. To help us out with an understanding on both these two opportunities, we're joined by Mr. Shikhar Agarwal, who's a joint MD of the company. Hi, Shikhar. Good morning, and thanks a lot for joining in. Well, Shikhar, you must be a busy man just going by the traffic, the kind of travel plans that we're hearing about. We'll get to that in just a bit, but explain to us these recent two announcements that you've made. What is the potential opportunity? Explain a little bit about it to us. And could you quantify it in terms of revenue potential, say in the next 2 years from now?
Thank you, Nigel. So basically, Nigel, what we have done is that, Abu Dhabi Investment DLT Foundation, which is doing multiple projects across the world, we have tied up with them to offer our blockchain-based technology and solutions for delivering citizen service projects globally. So there are multiple, multi-billion-dollar worth of opportunities that ADI DLT Foundation is working on in Africa, in Europe, and within India also. So our target is that together we will explore multiple projects in the citizen service domain, in land record registration domain, in Africa, Europe, and Asia markets, and together, offer our technology to the government, to the foundation, and together deliver these projects. So that was the aim of the MOU.
Got it. So that explains, the entire scope of this business. But let's understand the numbers behind this as well. One, it seems as if this, falls under your non-visa, non-travel related businesses. This is in your, business outsourcing sort of citizen services that you're talking about. How big is this deal in terms of revenue for you? And what are the kind of earnings that you make on typical deals? And basis this, what does this do to your potential order book here?
See, right now it's too soon to, give actual numbers out since this is a MOU that we have just signed. But actually, as we've been talking about, this is the first step, in exploring the opportunity which is multi-billion-dollar globally. So I feel that with this, and with the support of the Abu Dhabi government, we definitely have access to a lot of markets. So we feel that we can, in the next few years, go after billions of dollars of tenders, and we can convert few of them. So exactly right now, I don't know the exact numbers we'll generate from this, but definitely we are looking at upwards of 15% EBITDA margins, 15 to 20% EBITDA margins that we'll generate on all the contracts that we deliver through this platform.
Shikhar, just help us out. Visa revenues in comparison to non-visa, what is the mix and where is it headed?
Right now, 70-75% of the revenues come from visa business. 20 to 25% are coming from the non-visa business, which is the e-governance and banking correspondent business. And going forward, as we have spoken in the past, as you see now, travel visa has resumed after COVID. So we see big growth coming in the visa business also for us. In the visa outsourcing counselor service domain. So we feel that the numbers, the ratio should maintain as we see growth coming in both the areas for us.
Okay, help us out with what is the guidance for this year, revenue growth, number of visa applications, and are you on course?
Yes. So if you see our second quarter numbers, we did 145 crores profit on an EBITDA of 169 crores, which was a major jump compared to second quarter last year. And the visa volume also grew by more than 30%. And if you see in the second quarter, we only put in the numbers of iData acquisition for 80 days. So full quarter numbers still have to come in. Even the company Citizenship Invest that we acquired in third quarter, the numbers have not come in. So that is expected to come in from the third quarter. On top of that, multiple contracts that we have won and deployed, those numbers have started to come in now. And we are, as we discussed last time, bidding for multiple opportunities in visa domain, counselor service domain. Multiple tenders are coming out. So that is why we see that whatever growth that we have delivered in the last 5 years, we've done a 70% CAGR growth. We expect to, maintain the numbers that we have achieved in these quarters.
All right, 70% growth is what you expect to, sustain. Just a couple of questions. One, you said that there are more applications underway when it comes to, you wanting to win those contracts. If you could give us in detail, how many are you expecting to get in the next, say, 6 to 12 months? That's point number one. And secondly, if you could break your revenue growth in the visa business down by volume as well as value, because what we've seen is that a value per visa or value per application that you see has only moved higher. It's closer to 2,900 rupees right now. So if you could tell us how your 70% growth will come in terms of volume and value.
So if you see in the second quarter, 30%, we have seen a growth in terms of volume. The number of visa application has grown by 30%. This was due to a combination of factors, due to the new contracts that we have won, due to the companies that we acquired, and the growth in existing business. And in terms of gross margins, if you see our EBITDA margins have grown to 33%, which was 29%. So there has been a jump in that aspect as well. So we definitely expect to maintain those margin numbers. We were at 21%, then we reached 26, 29, and now we're 33. So, as the base of the company is increasing, our first aim is to maintain those numbers, 33%, and visa volume growth that we've achieved of 30%. I feel we want to maintain those numbers, and as we add new contracts that we are bidding for, as we said that, also the contracts that we have won in the last 1.5 years, 15 new contracts, we had been bidding for them for the last 2-3 years, So all these new contracts that we are eyeing, probably results will come in 1 year's time. Exactly the number of contracts that we win, I'm not too sure, but the opportunity size is multi-billion dollars, and even if we win 30% of those market, I feel that we can really grow the company in the next few years.
Okay, all right. Shikhar, thanks a lot for joining in. I believe you're traveling right now as well at the airport, so safe travels. Thanks for joining in, giving us an update on business. And we look forward to chatting up with you post your Q3 numbers, and we'll get further numbers.
Just as an aside, Shikhar, are you traveling to any of those countries of which the visa you manage, or you are looking to get their contracts?
I think I am now targeting to go to those countries where we are not managing.
Okay, so when you come back, will you have a contract in your hand, or this is just a holiday that you're going for?
I think no. A holiday, is not there on the horizon right now because there is too much work potential. But,
So we'll get
I
some
don't know
contract.
if I'll have a contract, but that is the aim every time we fly.
Got
Can
it.
I ask you what country this is?
Europe, yes, I'm going to Europe.
All the best, Shikhar. Hopefully you come back with a contract. For the time being, if you're so busy, the street will like to hear that. Shikhar is busy scouting for more business. So let's see how that goes. Thanks a lot for joining in. I'll tell you what, Mangalam, we've completely run out of time on this edition of Chartbusters. As our director says, let's wrap up and let's stay tuned because Trading Hour comes up next.